welcome to Profiletraders. This is Reza and you're listening to my market analysis for Friday the 4th of December. During the last video analysis that I published, I said that 2062 was the main area of resistance for ES and that we had to remain below it in order to see continuation down. And because this session here on Thursday was so bearish that market was definitely in troubled territory as we closed with a very directional profile to the very bottom range of the day. Then came the overnight here. We touched 2062 and then we immediately rejected down and closed at 2053. Then suddenly we got the job numbers out, and what was the day before a total fear of rate hikes, the mood totally changed and market started to cheer the fact that these job numbers that came out on Friday was definitely going to now give the full green light for the Fed to take the rates higher. And surprisingly, all of a sudden, a very strong buyer kicked in right off the open, and as soon as price pushed back into 2062, the big majority of everybody that was short below that level started to cover, and what happened, or what was a very bearish day the day before, ended up to be a complete total reversal of the session, which I warned you that it could happen because this is the crazy nature of the market. And we ended up closing extremely bullish at the top of the day's range. So it cannot get more violent than this. A day where you crash and the next day is the same crash but to the upside. This is all indication that we are definitely in a very big stage of confusion in regards to the market. Now, one can argue about the timing of the Fed rate hike, which in my opinion is the silliest timing I have ever seen. We already have a very strong dollar, which is a drag on our manufacturing. We are right in the middle of a holiday season. We just saw a terror attack on the homeland, and everybody's economy is in the tank, and now we have the good idea to go ahead and hike the rates. Now this could be of two things. One, the big players know that after this window dressing photo op rate hike is done, then for a year until probably the election there will be no more talk of a rate hike. So an increase of a lousy 25% is not going to break the bank on anybody or anything. But at least it will take away this uncertainty that we have almost at every Federal Reserve meeting. What will the Fed do or not do? So market believes now, let's get that done, and after that the Fed will be out of the picture for till 2016, and 0.25 increase is not going to do much of a damage to the economy, but it will take away the uncertainty. So for now, 2083 is our main support. If we are able to cross back below 2083, it's almost very probable that we are going to come down and retrace down to 72.5 in order to populate this part of the profile that is very underdeveloped. If 2072.5 doesn't contain price, then the next level down is 2062, which was our previous main level of resistance. As for the upside, we are very close to retest the all-time high again. And the more I look at this daily chart and the more I look at this top where we have tested it at 50,000 times at that 21.15, 21.17, and the more it looks like this top wants to be broken to the upside. And once that level breaks to the upside, we shall see if it's going to really be a real break. If it is a real break, we're going to see a massive explosion to the upside. And if we do break it, but there is no enthusiasm joining the party on the upside, it will be a fake break. And from that point on, we could see a reversal coming back into the market and the beginning of a short-term downtrend. But I would say if we are now at 20.88 and a half and the high is 21.15 or 17, it would be foolish for them not to take it to the very high in order to clean up that all-time high once for all and see what kind of a market reaction they can get upon that break. And of course, if we cannot break that high, then I believe then we are going to get the same reaction that we have seen every single time we have approached this level, a small correction, and then immediately they come back and buy it into weakness. So for now, I am targeting the possibility of a brand new all-time high to be coming in anytime soon. Coming in sometime soon. But in the very short term, if we do break 2083, we should go down to 2072, and that is the main level of support. So until we trade above 72.5, no question or doubt that this action from Friday was extraordinarily bullish. So one is supposed to buy pullbacks until we get confirmation that a severe reversal is starting to be in place, but it is not the case here at all, since everything looks very strong and bullish and market is absolutely fearless regarding anything and everything out there. Now let's look at crude. I had a level of resistance 42 to 42.3 last overnight on Thursday. As soon as it touched 42, we dropped quite significantly. And then there was an OPEC meeting on Friday, which obviously, based on the chart, they were not able to achieve anything positive for crude. There is definitely the dilemma that the oil manufacturers have with this supply building up that is not going away, no matter how much they plan to cut or not cut production. So this is not looking too good, because after an OPEC meeting, usually you're supposed to see a bounce in the price of crude. Maybe it will happen next week, but as of Friday, this close at the middle of the day's range with a rejection of the top and a rejection of the bottom. It's a pretty neutral kind of a session. So anything from here could happen as easily to the upside or to the downside, because there is no clear indication who's in charge here. Of course, in the big picture, the seller is in charge. Otherwise, we wouldn't be trading right around $40 a barrel. For the very short term, today's low is now main support. We're gonna round it up at 39.60. So between 39.85 to 39.60 is now support. We do break that, again we have to monitor how we will break it. we could very well break it, and then as price return back into the 39 levels, we are going to see a very aggressive long liquidation, as well as it could very well break it, but because it's so oversold short term that there is not much of a selling coming into the market, then it will find support and bounce back up. In order to exit to the upside, we need to break above 40.70. So as long as we are within this bracket, resistance is 40.5 to 40.70, support 39.60 to 39.85. Downside break needs to be monitored on how it will be done. Upside break, if we clear 40.70 and there is good amount of volume and demand coming in, next target on the upside is the POC above 41.27. Now, as far as gold, I stated last time that it was very surprising that despite the shrinkage of bonds and rate going up, that it did not respond. Well, it finally responded on Friday. And I also showed you the last time that there was a that for 1074 was the area that we needed to break, which we did break, and this is a case and an example of a very successful break. As we cleared 74, price pushed up very nicely, closed at the very high of the day, and the close also was significantly outside the breakup level, which confirms that this was a real solid break. Now, under no circumstances we should come back below 1074. If we do, then unfortunately we will re-enter back into this dirty trading range that we had down there. If we remain above it, based on the daily chart, this thing looks very bullish, very nice. Therefore, really there is not much in terms of resistance besides 1100, with a little POC up there at 1092 as minor resistance, but the main upside target on this move is 1100. And again, under no circumstance the buyer should allow price to return below 1074. If price is allowed to return below 1074, then I believe we could easily drop towards 1061 even, and then past 1061 we have a POC at 1052. So this is it for today. This was Reza with Profile Traders. If you wish to learn market profile and join my trading room, you can get all my 5 courses and 1 year to my trading room for $550. 30 days money back guaranteed, and you can get it from my website profiletraders.com. Have a wonderful weekend and be very safe.